Hello everyone and welcome back to another in-depth review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Late Shift on the PlayStation 4. Late Shift is a mix of film, game and storytelling. It's advertised as an interactive movie. Late Shift was developed by Ctrl or Control Movie and published by Wales Interactive. It's available on iOS and Android devices as well as the PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC. I'll be reviewing the PS4 version of Late Shift, so any bad points or problems I point out may not apply to other versions. As always, this review may include minor spoilers, but I've tried to make this as spoiler free as possible. If you want more information, I'll leave a link to the websites in the description as well as places you can buy Late Shift. So let's get into this review, starting with the story. So, Late Shift is an interactive movie, which means it's like watching a movie, but you get to decide on the outcome and some decisions made throughout it. I'll just quickly read over the synopsis so you have a better understanding of the story. Late Shift has its hero, its plot, its high points and turning points. Has one beginning but countless possible storylines and 7 different endings. Matt, a smart student, has to prove his innocence after being forced into the robbery of a famous London auction house. How will the audience decide to act when everything is turning against him? The audience takes decisions for the interactive thriller's hero while the movie keeps on running seamlessly. This time it's different. This time you leave the theatre knowing that if you watch the movie again, you can see a different story. Or if you're dissatisfied with the consequences of the audience's collective decisions, then, in the form of the app, the protagonist's fate is in your hands alone. It is up to you to discover countless variations of the same plot and make better decisions. So this game has 7 endings, 180 decisions and 14 chapters. In terms of length, it's roughly an hour and a half, so 90 minutes. This can be slightly longer or shorter depending on what choices you pick. The pacing of the story is a bit random in that it gets straight into the action at the start quickly and then slows down after a while and gets into more action again. It's basically like this throughout the whole game. Late Shift has its funny moments as well, like these scenes for example.
Hey, you! Fuck off! Keep your hands off me! Small boy looking for a fight.
Oh, come on, Matt! Matt! I'm going, Matt.
I told you to fuck off, yeah? What bit don't you understand? Whoa! Piss off! It's not worth it, it's not worth it, it's over. Fucking pricks!
They won't let me use the internet.
Oh my god.
One thing I will say about the story is that most of the endings just seem to cut off abruptly. The game doesn't show you what happens next after the ending, which is a bit annoying. So basically an ending will happen and you'll wonder, what happened to the stolen item from the auction, and it just goes on to the credits. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying. On a couple of the endings, it's fine because you're just like, oh right, okay, and then you can basically assume what happens next. I mean, you can assume normally, but some of the endings aren't done very well.
Graphics.
The graphics are the best I've ever seen, on a console at least. I'm joking, of course, as the whole game is real-life recordings. There's a total of 4 hours of footage, which is a good amount and gives you loads of different decisions to choose from.
Gameplay.
So the gameplay is basically just watching a film, and occasionally a couple of triangles will appear at the bottom of the screen where you can choose what you want Matt to say or do. If you've played Wales Interactive's other game, The Bunker, Late Shift will feel quite familiar to you, although there isn't a cursor in this one, just a couple of rectangles on the bottom of the screen, like I just said. There's also a timer on these decision-making sections, so you must decide quickly. This makes sense because in a real life situation, you couldn't be just standing there for ages not answering, but you know, sometimes you need to think about these things, so it would be nice to have a little bit longer because the timer is quite quick. There was a few bugs and problems, however, while I was playing through the game. Well, the music at some points is too loud and you can't hear what some of the characters are saying. I initially thought this could be easily fixed by messing around with the sound options, but nope, there's only one slider for the overall sound. This can be easily fixed by the developers by implementing additional sound sliders for music, voice, etc. with an update. There's also a bug or error with the game where sometimes the characters would get cut off at the end of a sentence and another character will start talking. This is very annoying sometimes, especially when a few words get cut off. Again, this can be easily fixed with an update to the game. The acting at some points can also be a bit off on some characters, but most of the time it's good. Music. The music is very well suited to this game. It is also well made. There could be a few more tracks though, as at some parts they reuse music that doesn't quite fit that particular part. The music is so good in fact that if they released an album of all the music used, I'd buy it. It's the type of music that suits the background of a game or film, but is also good to listen to. Trophies. So there are a total of 21 trophies, including a platinum, and of course 20 if you're on other platforms. As you would expect from this type of game, the trophies are very easy but will take a while to get all of them, as you need to complete the game 7 times because there is no chapter select. That's right, you'll need to start from the beginning each time. You can also speedrun the game if you prefer by following the trophy guide I've linked in the description. Using the speedrun method, you'll probably have the platinum in a day. The funny thing about this game or an interactive movie is that there are no bronze trophies. There's a total of 14 silvers and 6 gold trophies, which is a good thing of course. I just find it a bit strange. Verdict. As for the final verdict, this game is very good and well made. The voice acting is great most of the time, as well as the music, and it's got an enjoyable and entertaining story. Overall, I give this game an 8 out of 10 due to the points previously mentioned. I'd recommend this game if you like action, crime-like movies or games. I hope this review was informative and helped you out. Subscribe for more content just like this, and be sure to give it a like if this review helped you out. So yeah, that's basically it for this in-depth review of Late Shift. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.